This will at least start to show the evolving pipeline and workflow I have for metahumans that I've come across just this last week. I've downloaded all the metahumans and the 66 of them off of Quixel Bridge and imported and migrated them into Unreal Engine, and it created a folder for each one of them. So if I go look at a folder for, Glenda, I get what happens is that when I imported and migrated, it brought in a bunch of supporting folders, and the supporting folders have, things I expect, like materials and so on, and materials for the genes and so on. But it's got, it brings the character in with a set of default clothes that were inside of Quixel Bridge. So you'll get their clothes brought in here. And it also brings in what's called it brings in the Metahuman creator. This is brought in by the migrate, and what it does is this is how you'll actually edit the character. And it also brings in a blueprint, and a blueprint is what you can actually use inside of the game. So if I try to take a character and put it inside of the game, you'll see it doesn't work. Because the character it's just for use within their metahuman creator program. So that's how you'll take the character, and you can change it and save it as another character. And then what you do is you assemble the character, and I'll go through that in step by step. And you assemble the character, and it turns it into a blueprint. And the blueprint you can bring into you can drop inside of a level. Or in my case, what I do is I create it and stick it inside of my NPC character inside of the game. So you can it's a usable piece once you've created the blueprint class. It's not usable in the game as it's just in the Metahuman creator. So let's go. Opened up here, HANA over here. It's opened up, and HANA is wearing a pair of. This is not the outfit that HANA came in with, but I changed its outfit, or changed her outfit. When you bring in the Metahuman creator, I'll go ahead and do it from here. Let's bring it in this HANA. I'll bring in the original HANA. There's the original HANA, and she comes with her underwear. And you can, a lot of it, whatever, for modesty or whatever reason, it comes with a set of underwear that the first thing a lot of outfits won't work with this by default. So nice. Let's get here. So the first thing I kind of do here is, you can go ahead and look at where is it? It's in materials, maybe? Yeah, show top underwear. They got a click, and you can click that off, and it shows not anatomically correct, but that's fine. I mean, but this will work so you can have different kinds of outfits and not have that underwear underneath it. Now, the bottom doesn't work that way, but what you can do with the bottom to get rid of it, if you want to, is you can say texture overrides, click on bottom, body, and you select the body underwear mask, and then you've got to load in just a mask, and all it is, it's red. It's a red. All it is just this is a red, and then it gets rid of that. But that leaves her naked. So you want to put some clothes on her, and so let's talk about putting some clothes on her. You could, the phase real quick is it comes with the default underwear. You can add an undershirt and a t-shirt, and so that's it. And that's all you've got out of the box coming from the Quixel Bridge. But then I went ahead and went out to Fab, and under Fab I basically downloaded every free, and here it is. I downloaded all the free outfits I could find. Of course, that's what I do. I download free stuff, right? I got a lot of free stuff. But I did the Metahuman stuff, and all these, majority by far, are parametric clothes, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But I brought all those down, and they came in here when I imported them for each outfit or each thing I downloaded. It came and it created a. Let's just look for, like, I got some. It doesn't matter. Like jeans, it would create a folder with meshes, materials, and something called a cloth asset, which is kind of like a dynamic clothing, and then it creates also some other items here. It creates an outfit asset for each one, and a wardrobe item. And a wardrobe item is one we're interested in because that's what works with Metahuman Creator. So let's just go. Let's go change. I'll bring in some shorts. And that's all you have to do is you bring in some shorts, and let's bring in a top, different top. Doesn't really matter. And let's bring in some running shoes. There. So you could go ahead and change it again, but the first thing you have to do, because it will load two pieces of clothing on top of each other, you got to remove the existing outfit. Then you go ahead and wear some shorts. I can wear a shirt and wear some running shoes. And so that's how you dress them. Pretty easy. And again, I just downloaded it and put it into a folder inside of the Metahuman folder and from Fab, and I was able to stick it in here and dress it. The hair kind of goes the same way, and if you look in this thing here, this had a lot of, but it also had a couple. It had some hair too that I downloaded from the Fab. So, but I could change that. I mean, I could change the hair out, and that's as easy as just going. It comes with a set of hair, these first 20 or so at the top, and then I added my own from Fab. The ones from Fab will load to the bottom, and so let's load one here. Let's load slick hair ponytail. So I'm going to load that as a hair, and it will import it here. And this is the updo bun is what she's wearing, so I'm going to take that off. I'm going to remove it. So it's like clothing. Clothing and hair works the same. And I have a medium slick ponytail that I added, because that's what she's going to go running with, and I wear that. And gets added, as you can see. Let's see, how do you... So if I wanted to, see, she's got a little ponytail now. So that's ready. So the character's ready now. And if I just brought it in the first time I've done it, I can go ahead. You have to go download the texture sources. So it's going to go download, 8K, 4K. It downloads a set of textures. And then you have to go create a full rig. Because if I go ahead and try to assemble this now, it says it's not rigged initially. Once you've rigged it once, you don't have to keep going through this step. But I'll create a full rig, and that'll take a second. And what that's doing, of course, is it's making sure the skeletal meshes fit for the clothing. it adjusts them. And it's rigging everything up. It takes a minute here. I may pause the video. Nah, too much work to pause the video, so I'm not gonna. And it's going, and it's actually, I believe this rigs it actually up in the cloud. So it's sending a bunch of stuff up, and then a bunch of stuff the rigged character comes back, rigged metahuman character, because it's actually happening in the cloud, as far as I understand. Okay, now I can assemble it. Whoop, it's still preparing the groom asset. All right, now it's got the clothes on. And then I can assemble it, and when I assemble it, what it's going to do is it says, I can say, where do I want to assemble it to? And I'm going to go move it to I have a revisions one, and I want to call it Hannah 2, because I already had a Hannah out there. And I'm going to click Assemble, and it's going to put it into that revisions folder instead of this Hannah folder here. So I'm maintaining the source folder. Where is it here? Hana. I don't want to put it in this folder, because I just want this original Hana folder to be what I got from Metahumans. Obviously, I messed with it some, but I'm going to try to make it so that's only the existing Metahumans. So I say assemble, and it says, yeah, you're going to run out of memory, but I won't, hopefully. Again, this takes a minute too. And it's assembling the character. And what it's doing is it's creating, taking this character and making something that's, making a blueprint class with a set of skeletal meshes in them that you can put into the game and put inside of a character, like I do with my NPC character. So I will take this in my game and add it as the underlying skeletal mesh and clothes for the character. But it takes a second again. All right. And since it's creating a new character over in a new folder, it moved, that's what all that duplicating was, it moved all the textures and stuff over to the new folder. So if I go look at the new folder, under Metahuman Revisions, I got a HANA 2 now, and there's a HANA 2 blueprint now. Now the HANA 2 blueprint, then I can drag in as a game ready, as a player. So there it's, and so I could obviously, instead of just dragging in here, it doesn't do anything as a character. It's just a fixed skeletal mesh now. But I could drag it into my character mesh, my NPC character mesh, and then it would have all those animations and emotions and all the other stuff that I created over in my project. So that's basically how I bring in assets, modify, change underlying underwear and so on. That's my current process for doing all that. I'm going to go ahead and bring in some more. I can keep adding. I've noticed, and I'm not sure where I'm going to go with this. I could add all the parametric outfits for HANA, so I could have 100 items, and I could just fairly quickly swap out clothes. But I have a feeling that could stress the character. I don't know if it adds to the weight of the character or not, or if they're just references. But it's something I'll have to figure out going forward. Because the only other thing I've done that I've noticed with it is I did go out and, like I say, I got all these. I did find a couple. It's there's not a lot of metahuman stuff out there. I'll say that right away. And I brought in, inside of, unless you're willing to spend some bucks, I did find a set, because it's a sales days out on Fab this week. I got a whole bunch of outfits for like $3 or stuff. I got this set and then that. So I'm just trying to you'll slowly build up a library. There's nothing hardly out there at all for free. But this is how I'm doing it currently, and I've got a lot of different hairstyles and that I've added, and a bunch of clothes as well inside of these folders. And I'll go ahead and make this project available if you guys want it to have the stuff already downloaded and stuff. I haven't go through the stuff I've done to get it there.